feel like we probably asked you this question before, but just how much of a challenge has this season been for you to get to where you want to go rhythm-wise, just with the, the on-off nature of it for you with the various, injuries and different issues you've dealt with that have kept you out for a few games here and there?
Yeah, it's been challenging, but still, continue to fight and try to get better. And as long as we're winning, I'm fine.
And then I know you were held out of the last back-to-back in the second night. Do you expect that? I mean, have you had a conversation with Spo about how they want to handle that moving forward? I know you guys have back-to-back tomorrow. What about a one-time situation because you were just coming back from the back injury?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We still need to discuss that. So I don't know. I'm going to be available if he needs me, but I don't know yet about that.
Okay. And then I want to ask one last thing. You and Jimmy obviously have a great off-court chemistry and on-court chemistry as well. You guys have been really good on the court together this season. That pick and roll with him, what challenges do you think that presents defenses, and why do you think it's been so effective, especially late in games this season?
Like you said, the connection. I know what he's going to do, and he's great at setting screens and slipping, and I'm not afraid to hit him, He's one of those guys you can throw the ball up in the air and he's going to go and get it. And, that's why we just talk. I think it's communication. That's the biggest reason why we're on the same page and why we play like that.
Thanks, Goran.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Ira Winterman.
Goran, a simple outside people who aren't in the game sometimes look at a team and say they want to establish continuity in rotations. So guys want to get familiar with the starting unit and with the second unit. And obviously coach brings Kendrick in with the starters. So you get to stay with Tyler and Andre and the guys in the second unit. But then last season, the playoffs started, boom, you were a starter and it worked really, really well. Is continuity overstated between the units that the 5 starters have to know each other and the 4 reserves have to know each other? What's the real truth from someone inside the game?
The real truth is you have to stay ready. You never know when your name's going to be called or if you're going to start or you're going to come from the bench. Everybody's here to do their jobs. And, it's been it's almost close to the end of the season. So we already know what each player brings and what's their strengths or what their weaknesses and how we need to play together. So it doesn't matter if you start or sometimes you're coming from the bench. I think so. That's just the way it is. You just need to be ready.
Obviously, because of the uncertainty with Vic, if you were called on to start in the playoffs like last year, would it be as easy as stepping in last year? And is that something you're maybe thinking about just because, boom, playoffs started and there you were?
I'm not thinking about it, if I'm honest, but like I said, whatever coach needs, I'm here. So if he needs me to start, if he needs me to come from the bench, whatever they need, I'm gonna do for the team. As long as we're winning, like I said, the most important thing is try to win as much as possible and get to the playoffs. And from there on, we'll see what's gonna happen.
And then one last thing from me, because it might have to happen with Vic or not. We don't know, and I understand that. I remember when you first were asked to wear the brace, it was a real dramatic change for you to get used to it. And then you sort of fell in love with it, and now it's like your best friend.
Not really, though. But
what's it like if you're asked to wear a brace? Just tell me sort of how long does it take to get used to that bulky contraption? Thank you.
You know what? When I put a brace on, I think so. If you start thinking too much, I have a brace on, then you're gonna slowly adapt to it, really slow. But if you just go out there and you just think about basketball and hooping, and I think so you can get it, you can get it pretty quickly that you don't notice that you have something on. And for me, that's the case right now. I feel weird if I don't wear it right now. And you just have to deal with it and, start thinking about different stuff.
Next, we go to Jason Jackson.
The other night. On Sunday, you had a season high dozen steals, a boatload of deflections. Not every steal turns into a bucket on the other end. Not every deflection turns into a new possession. But is there a philosophy now or just overall for the defense of just be disruptive? What comes from it is going to be positive over a period of time.
Yeah, it definitely helps. if you look by statistics and all the games when we are disruptive, it's so much easier to play. We get on the open court, we score some easy baskets, and like you said, you're not gonna always score, but at least the defense is there. Everybody's talking, and it's much easier to play like that.
That's all I got, bud. Thank you.
All right, next we go to Brendan Tobin.
Goran, how have you liked how the team has handled, I guess, all the adversity you guys have gone through this year between the changes of coronavirus, you had the trade deadline, had Vic's now out, and you guys, start off the road trip, really well. Like it really didn't even seem to phase you guys very much. Is it because you guys have been dealing with so much that you think you've gotten used to all the changes that have happened?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have so many people in and out, and like these protocols and Corona, and change of time practices, change of schedule, and everything. You just get used to it. Nothing surprised me anymore. So you just need to be focused on one goal, and this is, to do our job. It doesn't matter how hard it is, and yeah, it's tough to see, players in and out with injuries or with protocols and everything, but it's part of the business right now at these times.
Next we'll go to Donovan Campbell.
Hey, what's going on, Goran? How you doing?
Good.
Awesome. Just talk about, I know it's part of the game, but just playing back to back and then, playing two tough games in Phoenix and at Denver as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough, but, we like challenges. So of course, we need to take care of business tonight first, and then try to go as fast as possible to, on the bird to Denver, and try to get as much as possible rest. And it's not going to be easy, but we like those challenges. We know that the odds are going to be against us, but, in the past, we already proven that we can win those games, and we're going to try to win.
We'll go next to Anthony Chang again.
Hey, Goran, sorry, I had one more. You guys are facing Jay tonight, who obviously played really well in that forward role for you guys last season. What have you liked about the way what Trevor has brought to that spot this year since his acquisition?
A lot. Trevor is a great defender. He can basically switch from 1 to 4, even sometimes with the 5, especially now the 5s, are not playing low post so much. And his ability to recognize the defensive schemes, and he's great with his hands, creates a lot of deflections, and from there, he can make a 3 in offense, give us that extra spacing that we need, and he's been tremendous for us. He's still adapting, so I'm still expecting him to get better, and definitely each day it's progressing.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Cooper Moorhead.
Goran, even taking into account the inconsistency of this entire year and all the things going on, if you look at the profile of this team as far as half-court offense, a lot seems to be pretty much the same from last year, even though we don't want to compare, different rosters. And sometimes there's been up, sometimes there's been down on offense. But do you guys feel like you have your finger on what the offense is and what you guys need to, work the next month on improving?
I mean, definitely the offense feels different this year than last year, but we're working on it. We need to share the ball more. I think so. Some games we're too staggered. We don't move a lot, and it's kind of plays in the opponent's strength. But we just need to. Last weekend was much better. I still think we can score 120 each game, and maybe play with a little bit higher pace. But yeah, we're getting there. The good thing is, our defense is been solid. It's top 5 in the league, so that's something that you can build on it, and the offense is going to come.